So I think the greatest failure of Barrow so far is his inability or failure or refusal to uphold accountability, ultimately. National Assembly, which is also a power that they have, could summon anybody in this country, from the president downwards, to summon you to a public hearing to get to know what happened, what is happening.
And a lot of people said if the National Assembly members could accept vehicles as gifts from the president and the original source anonymous, what moral authority do they have to reprimand the president or anybody for that matter for any malpractice or any suspicion of corruption?
That's a valid statement. So the National Assembly members, those who have received these vehicles, they have directly injured their own legitimacy and their own moral authority and even their political authority. Yajame never said 3 years or 2 years. Mama Kane never said 4 years or 6 months. It was Adam Barrow, on his own volition, said 3 years. And this is nothing to do with the Constitution.
But Barrow is basing his argument on the Constitution.
Yeah, he is misleading himself, all right, and generating falsity.
Madi, let's get this straight. Going to the streets and then demonstrating and then hold the president to account on based on what he had promised, based on what he agreed with his coalition partners is one thing. If people take to the streets, either in large numbers or in small numbers come December, to express their grievances and their dissatisfaction, and that does not force the president to voluntarily come and resign, what else is available to the citizens?
That's all that's available to them. They can go back home. That also is available to them. And they can protest for 1 day, for 2 days, for 1 month, or for 1 year. It is their right to protest. That right to protest there's no time limit to it. You just protest.
And but we're not asking people to protest to remove the president. That's because you mentioned the issue of removal. People have the right to remove.
Yeah, I mean, if some folks feel the president, as he promised, that he will stay for 3 years, at the end of 3 years he needs to step down, they have a right to that protest to make sure the president steps down. I am 100% opposed to the Public Order Act. I take it to be an unjust law and it should be disregarded.
So people should protest even if the police say we don't have permit to protest?
Because protest is a guaranteed right in our constitution. Protest, freedom of assembly, is a peaceful, legitimate, legal means of citizens participating, influencing decisions, holding their government to account.
This particular law says people must have permit in order for them to protest. Don't you think for you to ask people to disregard that and go and protest even in the absence of that permit, don't you think that's irresponsible of you?
No, it's not irresponsible. Unjust laws need to be resisted. I'd rather violate an unjust law and then face the consequences than submit myself to it.